Yo, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Gray, and today I'm bringing you the Snipe Pulsar Force Pulse gank build that's been around, or, like if you've died to it. This build is not an Oak and So build, as you guys have seen on my previous Nightblade gank builds. This is a full-on functional build that runs bow and staff, and this build just completely annihilates people, as you guys seen in the clips earlier. This build is very strong. If you run it in more than solo, like a group setting or something like that, you can completely just shred people, and no one pretty much stands against you. So we'll jump right into it. So for the gear, we are running the Vatran bow. If you have perfected, you can up your damage by like 120. It's not much. I just haven't been able to farm Vatran or really cared to be honest. I farmed it constantly for the ice staff for when I made my Arcanist, and then I never really ran it again. So it's one of like 4 weapons that I still need to get for the perfected versions. It's mainly this, the dual wield, and the sword and board for the weapons that I need, right? So Vatran bow, I run sharpened. That's just the best. You want as much penetration as you can get, especially with your first initial snipe. It's very good. Next weapon we are running is the Asylum Perfected Lightning Staff. If you don't have perfected, that's fine. It still does enough damage to kill people, but you might struggle against tankier players that have over 40k health. If they have up to 35, you'd still kill them pretty easily, right? So, yeah. And then I'm running Charged. I found out Charged to be the best or the most damage dealing just based on how the game works right now. It does the most optimal damage with a poison glyph. This is what's hitting the hardest right now in the game. So 100%, if you don't have Asylum Perfected, just go with the Asylum normal lightning staff. You can also run like the ice staff or the fire staff if you have it, but you are losing out on 12% damage on direct damage attacks, right? So definitely go with the lightning if you can. Next, we are running Winterborn. Yes, this is the bread and butter set. It's unblockable, undodgeable. It's 100% guaranteed to land every single time. Kind of like Calurians back in the day. That's basically what this set is, minus like 5k damage or something like that, right? So Winterborn, this drops from Maelstrom Arena. You can do it on normal. It's pretty easy to get. And yeah, whenever you deal frost damage, it summons a pillar that does a lot of damage, right? So this is the bread and butter set. You need this set 100%. The next set is Draugr. A lot of people have been running this set on everything. Like, you have King Curl running it on his range Magplar. I put it on my Mag Necro. I run it on my Mag Warden. Like pretty much every Mag class runs this one set right here. Like this set is just way too good not to run. And we don't really care about the reduced healing taken because you're a gank blade essentially. You don't really care about surviving or healing, which this build actually has a heal unlike the other 2 that I did post. This one does have some survivability because it's a double bar build. Alright, so you're running Winterborn, Draugr, all divines on the body. You honestly go with all max Magicka glyphs. That'll give you the most damage. I went with Tri-Stat because I had glyphs I wanted to get rid of and I really didn't care. So 100% go with Magicka though. over Tri-Stat, if that makes sense. All right, so go with Magicka. Can't say it enough. I can't reiterate it, right? Go with Magicka glyphs on all the body pieces. And for the jewelry, it's all infused with all damage. I go with stam recovery so that I can stay in stealth a little bit longer while I'm running around. But majority of the time, you're going to just be spamming cloak and using siphoning attacks to get your sustain. All right, so you pretty much have infinite sustain with this build, and we'll go into the reason why here in a little bit. But that's the build. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below for the gear. And yeah, let's jump into the character stat sheet. We have 64 points in a Magicka. We are, in fact, an Imperial. If you want to do the most optimal damage, be a Khajiit because they get the extra crit bonuses, and that'll make you as strong as possible when you're running this build. 100% be a Khajiit. I just don't like having a tail on the backside of my character, so I don't really care to be a Khajiit, and I never probably will be a Khajiit, all right? But if you're going with a gank build or a bomber, 100% go Khajiit because they're going to do the most optimal damage. So if you don't want to be a Khajiit like myself, go with Imperial, go with Orc, go with Dark Elf, something that boosts your stats. High Elf also works, but that's just my opinion, so yeah. For the food, we are running Ghastly Eyeball. Like I said, we are running full sustain on this build. I basically live in cloak, and I live running around in stealth. So I go with Ice Scream, or the Ghastly Eyeball, and as you see, I have 31k max mag, and I have almost 1800 recoveries without a potion. So very strong, and I still have great penetration, as you can see, and the build gets over like 4200 spell damage or something like that. It's crazy. Well, then we're running the Shadow Mundus. The Shadow Mundus is by far the best Mundus for a gank build, other than like the Thief if you don't have enough crit. But like I said, if you're going with this full optimal damage build, be a Khajiit and you won't have any issues, and you're guaranteed to just nuke people. So 100% go with the Shadow. I'm only at stage 2 right now because I just left Cerdo so I can make this build video. I would personally be either stage 3 or stage 4. That's completely up to you and how you're preferred to play your own game or your own playstyle, right? If you like to sprint around, be a stage 4 because then you're just going to live in stealth no matter what while you're sprinting. But at least be up to stage 2, at least minimum, bare minimum, so you get that extra damage when you pop out of stealth. And this would just allow you to hit a little bit harder, giving you that extra damage, right? So, jump into the skills. Front bar, we are running Focused Aim, Channeled Acceleration, Concealed Weapon, Shadowy Disguise, Healthy Offering, Soul Tether, Soul Harvest as your back bar ultimate. So this is actually your front bar. The staff is your front bar, and the bow is your back bar. All right. So now on the actual damaging bar, you have Soul Harvest, Camo Hunter, Inner Light, Concealed Weapon. Once again, you want that movement speed on both bars, so you're not getting slowed down any which way. Leeching Strikes. This is the best. So you have infinite sustain on both bars, and then Crushing Shock. So if you want the most damage, you can go with Force Pulse, but Crushing Shock has been proven to be better because it does interrupt them, allowing you to get a second one off. And I'll show you what the combo rotation looks like here in a second, but you're going to be using more than one of these to nuke people. So when they get the interrupt, you get the second one guaranteed to land, so you're guaranteed to kill, all right? And yeah, if you have any, so don't change this bar setup up. Like, this is the only bar setup you should have. If you're going to change anything, change Soul Tether, and change this to be like Meteor or something like that. But this front bar has to remain the same. You cannot change anything off of this because of passives. All right. We're running everything on here for a reason. So do not change your staff bar setup. If you want to change the bow bar setup a little bit, the only thing I would take off is the Soul Tether ultimate for something else. But that's the only thing I would take off personally. But other than that, have the bars remain the same as much as you possibly can. If you want to test stuff out, take off Concealed Weapon or whatever, you could throw on, you know, the Merciless Resolve, and then you could put on Meteor Dawnbreaker here and get extra damage or more potential burst. But I prefer the movement speed, so that's why I have my bar setups the way they are. Alright, let's jump into the CP. Green CP, that's nothing crazy, right? Rationer, Liquid Efficiency, Gifted Rider, Steed's Blessing. Now we're getting into the juicy stuff. The blue one, Fighting Finesse, Master at Arms, Deadly Aim, Wrathful Strikes. Red, Celerity, Survival Instincts, Pain's Refuge, and Sustained by Suffering. The red CP is pretty much this on every single build for every single class. You might change out Celerity for like something else, but other than that, like these three are like indefinite on every single build. So yeah. All right. Let's go show you guys the combo real quick. So in my last video, I got told, or in one of my videos, I got told not to hit any of these trial dummies or anything like that. And yes, it is because they do buff you a little bit. So I went to a buddy's house and he has the Soul Sworn Thrall or the Persecutor. So we're going to use one of these, right? Ooh, potions. I forgot to get into that real quick. Potions. These are a must-have. You need Essence of Detection that give you major sorcery and major intellect, giving you more mag recovery and more damage. All right. If you do not have these or cannot afford them or can't craft them, you can in fact use the Cyrodiil spell pots. But when coming up against other Nightblades, you're gonna get smoked in a fight because you can't find them. All right. So everyone that's running this build is using Essence of Detection. A lot of the community is gonna hate me for putting this out. Essence of Detection on this gank build is like 100% must-have because of how powerful it really is. Especially when you're going against other gankers, this will annihilate other gankers. So if you're going up against one of my other gank builds or like a dual-wield heavy attack build or anything other than this gank build wins 100% of the time because of Essence of Detection giving you that spell sorcery, all right? Or that extra spell damage. 100%, these are a must-have, so 100% use these, right? Like I said, you can use these for the test or the demonstration of the combo. I am going to use this just so I'm not wasting my Essence of Detection because these do cost some cash, right? So, all right, you're going to start off in stealth. You're going to pre-buff with Channeled Acceleration and have Leeching Strikes on at all times, all right? From here, you're going to hit your potion. Make sure you're in stealth. You're going to snipe, light attack, bar swap, light attack, force pulse, light attack, force pulse, light attack, all right? And as you can see, I literally took him to half health already, and that's just base. All right, so I'll show you the combo one more time, but it's going to be snipe, bar swap, or my bad, snipe, light attack, bar swap, light attack, force pulse 2 times, and then light attack 1 last time, and it's guaranteed to kill people, okay? And then if you want to use an ultimate, you're obviously going to get closer. I'm just waiting for my potion to get up here in a second, but this is the best combo. Most of the time, you don't even need this combo. You can still kill people without the full combo, and people just get shredded, right? So, you're going to make sure you're in stealth. You're going to hit your potion. Make sure you're in stealth. You're going to snipe, light attack, bar swap, light attack, and just like that. Alright, so that's if you want to use an ultimate, you don't have to. But right here, the Vatran bow, increase your damage the closer you are to your enemy. So if I'm right up on him, I'm doing the most damage, right? But if you're far away and you want everything to land, right? If you want everything to land, be about right here, like maybe 20 meters. Snipe, light attack, bar swap, light attack, force pulse, light attack, force pulse, and then you're going to go into stealth and run away because he's already dead. So that's the full combo. If you do have any questions, leave it in the comments below. I will respond as soon as possible. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this build video. It is very strong. It's probably the strongest it has ever been this patch. And it's going to get buffed next patch because Snipe is going to be increasing damage as it's going to count as an execute. So all 3 of my builds will work next patch. This one's going to be insane next patch because they are buffing Snipe. So you're going to have even more damage next patch with this build. But all 3 of my builds are going to 100% just nuke people next patch because Snipe and Poison Inject and all that are actually getting buffed in terms of damage-wise. As of right now, unless they change it one more time before the patch actually drops, this is probably the strongest gank build to date. So if you want to run the strongest build, 100% do this. If you want to try out one of the other builds that are more easier to play, that don't require crazy rotation or like, you know, crazy movement and stuff like that, 100% just go with the Oak and So builds. They're going to be always more easier to play. But if you want a build that definitely is stronger and hits way harder, 100% go with this build here. It's not that hard to farm in terms of gear. And yeah, so hope you guys did enjoy the build video. If you guys did, drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.